A special guest join me now, Julia Montagu. She's an American who married into British nobility, and she became the Countess of Sandwich. Okay, does this state visit, does it cement the American special relationship with the Brits?
Well, there's always been that special relationship, but I think last night really took it that step further. There was a lot of symbolism. So if you look at the after-dinner drinks in particular, there was the 1945 vintage port, which was tribute to, of course, Trump having been the 45th president. And then there was the 1912 cognac, which is the same year that his Scottish mother was born. So,
nice.
And absolutely
nice
incredible.
Touch.
Absolutely.
Very nice touch. Okay, Lady Sandwich, listen to what Trump had to say about the honor of his historic second visit to the UK. Watch this.
It's a singular privilege to be the first American president welcomed here. And if you think about it, it's a lot of presidents, and this was the second state visit, and that's the first, and maybe that's going to be the last time. I hope it is, actually. But this is truly one of the highest honors of my life. Such respect for you and such respect for your country.
All this pageantry, it's used to sort of flatter President Trump. Is that because the Brits need President Trump?
Well, the Brits are just very good at pageantry, tradition, pomp and circumstance. And of course, President Trump,
Lady Sandwich,
now having
you're fighting me on this, aren't you?
President Trump having met now two monarchs. I mean, that's rather extraordinary, considering the late Queen Elizabeth II was the longest reigning monarch. Now he's been greeted by not only, of course, King Charles III, Queen Camilla, but the Prince and Princess of Wales. They pulled out all the stops, absolutely.
Do you think it makes a difference to President Trump? I know he likes this, but does it influence him?
Well, absolutely it does. This is, his mother was Scottish born. He has said himself how much he, really enjoys all the royalty, the pomp and circumstance. You saw him when he greeted, in particular, the Princess of Wales on arrival. I think he was quite surprised that he was being greeted by them. Wonderful, I think, show of this pageantry and this pomp and circumstance, as I said earlier, that we know, but also, they really put in an extraordinary amount of effort to make sure that he felt welcomed.
Forgive me for asking a personal question, a historical question, but am I right, you are Lady Sandwich?
Yes.
Am I right in saying that your distant relatives, way back in the past, created and invented the sandwich?
You are correct. The 4th Earl of Sandwich, what we eat today is all because of him.
You haven't lost your American accent. Not
I
entirely.
haven't.
Not entirely.
It's a little bit there.
Do you feel you fit? This is an awful question to ask, but do you fit into British society?
I try to fit in as much as I can, but I also make sure that I keep my American roots. I celebrate Thanksgiving every year. My children always went to school with cupcakes for the 4th of July. They're rooted in American tradition just as much as they are rooted in British tradition over here as well.
I'm going to go back to you. Do you think that Britain will embrace Trumpism?
I'm not sure about embracing Trumpism and this word. I think it's about embracing the special relationship, which they always have. And last night was a real celebration of that bridge between the two countries. And that was wonderful to see.
Okay, Lady Sandwich, thank you very much for joining us. Nile Gardiner, same question. Do you think that the Brits will embrace Trumpism?
I think they are already, actually, and you're seeing the winds of change blowing across the UK. I think we're going to see a political revolution in Britain in the next 4 years. In fact, I spoke last night with Nigel Farage, who may well be the next British Prime Minister. And I do think that President Trump is an inspiration, of course, to those in Britain who want to see real political change here, who want to see secure borders, an end to mass migration, who want to see a return to a celebration as well of British heritage, history and culture. And at the moment, you've got a very left-wing government headed by Keir Starmer. The British people are reacting against Starmer. Starmer is the most unpopular Prime Minister of the modern era here in the United Kingdom. So I think that we are going to see a political revolution in the UK, a Trump-style revolution, yes.
Would you go that far, Lady Sandwich? A political revolution?
I'm not the politician here. I'm going to leave it over to Nile. I just like all the pomp and circumstance and, of course, the gold dress that the Princess of Wales is wearing and the tiara. And again, solidifying that special relationship, I think, is the most important.
Nigel Farage was on the show yesterday, on this program, sitting right there. he said that all over Britain, suddenly, the Union Jack was beginning to appear. Have you seen that?
I think that, the Union Jack, for me, I've always seemed to notice it. Maybe not, it's not as pronounced as, of course, in America. When I go back to America, it's wonderful to see the American flag out so many homes. It's everywhere. But little by little, I've noticed, yes, definitely the Union Jack is being flown more.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot, Lady Sandwich, but I did. And I hope you'll come back again at some point when you come to New York.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.